With an almighty roar, the airboat fires up and off across Kakadu's floodplains. These ranges have more than 30 years between them battling the elements in the park and can spot a water buffalo wading from hundreds of metres away.
They see Catherine where the buffalo swam through, so they push their grass down there, and they're heavy hoofs, so they'll damage all the soil, make it soft.
Out here, a fragile balance which has existed for millennia is being trampled. Thousands of feral buffalo, horses and pigs are leaving large tracts of land chopped and barren, inflicting irreversible damage on one of Australia's most significant natural and cultural wonders.
It is, upsetting about it, especially, when they wreck our floodplains.
Populations of feral animals are growing at a rapid rate. What hooved animals do, they compact the soil, and when the soil is compacted, nothing native will grow during the dry.
Murrumboo man Dennis Miller has been a tour guide on Kakadu waterways for a decade, his roots in the area winding back thousands of years.
It's the worst it's ever been, the feral animals getting out of control.
Tourists on his cruise are awed by Kakadu's spectacular bird life and reptilian residents, but they're equally shocked to learn of the extent of destruction caused by ferals on the park.
It's already changed the landscape so much already, and it would be a shame to not have the problem addressed, and then, maybe in another 50 years this isn't here for us to enjoy.
Mr. Miller says feral animals are impacting not just the land, but his people's history, wrecking ancient rock art by rubbing up against it.
It's destroying the country, destroying sites, so yeah, it's not good at all.
Kakadu's feral numbers have ballooned in the past 4 years, the pig population doubling. Buffalo are also up by 50%. It was this accident in 2019 when things took a turn for the worse.
In an area the size of Kakadu, which is around 20,000 square kilometres, aerial platform shooting is the most efficient way to get control of feral animals. In 2019 there was a very unfortunate accident where a helicopter undertaking an aerial shooting activity collided with terrain.
While the rangers on board miraculously survived the crash, the incident triggered a lengthy Commonwealth review, during which aerial culls were halted for years and feral populations were left to boom. Authorities have defended how long they left the park in red tape limbo after the crash.
It was important to ensure that aerial culling could happen safely. I don't want anybody going up in a helicopter if it's not safe.
Some say there's too much influence over park policy by bureaucrats based thousands of kilometres away in Canberra.
There are significant problems with the way the governance arrangements works, where we need to resource traditional owners in a better way. They don't necessarily need to be up in helicopters to bring those numbers down if you allow traditional owners, provide them what they need when they need it.
The Environment Minister says she wants to see power put firmly back in the hands of those in Kakadu.
This approach of genuine consultation and co-management has to be part of the future of Kakadu National Park, and I believe national parks are doing a much better job today than they did in the past.
Aerial culls have now resumed, and parks say with a concerted effort, feral populations can be brought back to pre-2019 levels within a year. Kakadu rangers say some feral species, like horses, are now so widespread through the park that there's no longer any hope of completely eradicating them. What they're hoping to find is a kind of delicate balance, where the ferals that are left can coexist with native species without completely destroying their populations.
It is what it is. I mean, feral animals are here to stay, and then all we can do is manage it to numbers.
Out on the river, Dennis Miller fears not getting it right could end in tragedy.
Well, we've got some of the highest extinction in the world in Australia. We've lost so many animals here because of feral animals.
Too much at stake to let the problem continue to run wild. Matt Garrick, ABC News, Kakadu.